Serapkan Gumbo Jam Periam Rugjidak Pratom Nindogan La Shang Chipcho Pilam Zang Sanjat Jasi Shival Hala Kipyam Sar. Throughout all your lives, you took the protector Manjingosha is the Lord of your Buddha family, and for the sake of all, eliminated the excellent part of the Bodhisattva's way of life to Shantideva, son of the Buddha. I pay homage. All right, good morning from Minnesota, everyone. First of all, again, I would like to say welcome to all of you and thank you very much for being here and joining us for this teaching, today's teaching. And the first thing, as usual, you have to do is check out your motivation and see what kind of thoughts are in your mind, your head, and then recognize all sentient beings are suffering and generate bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the wish Bhattacharya which said, I feel all sentient, I free all sentient beings from their suffering and establish them on the level of perfect enlightenment. That's how you correct your motivation. As a Mahāyāna practitioner, if you do not have this wish, this commitment, you will never, ever reach enlightenment. And also the true realization of the great emptiness or the nature of all phenomena is impossible without bodhicitta. That being the case, bodhicitta alone is enough to be able to destroy self-grasping, which is the root of suffering, samsara, right? Bodhicitta can destroy that, destroys the negative karma we have created from our lives because of self-grasping. And you probably remember, Bhattacharya which always say, whoever has compassion has bodhicitta. Whoever has bodhicitta has liberation. In the Mahāyāna and Vajrayana teachings say that no one is ever separate from their the Buddha nature, but through the power of delusion, attachment, ego cleaning, obscurations, the amazing enlightened qualities cannot manifest, but remain hidden. So when your ego cleaning, the self-grasping diminishes through the practice of bodhicitta, then your enlightened qualities gradually manifest because they are there. So what I'm trying to say is that as long as we are under the control of ego cleaning, the self-grasping, there is no liberation. So when your ego cleansing has completely ended, you have attained liberation, enlightenment. Then there is this total freedom from disturbing emotions. So I really think that bodhicitta is the best antidote for um, self-grasping, ego clinging. Without bodhicitta, we have no interest whatsoever in other beings um, because of self-grasping. But after we develop bodhicitta, we will be more concerned about others. So if you really want to reach enlightenment, from the very beginning of your journey, you must develop the precious bodhicitta. That's why we are having this teaching. You know, you all understand, include myself, what is benefit of bodhicitta, how to practice bodhicitta. But from my own experience, it's all intellectual. There's no real sort of genuine experience or realization. So then doesn't matter how much you understand, and then intellectually, it just, you don't feel it. I have this experience um, almost like my whole life, practice Buddhism, study Buddhism, but now like more and more I understand all I learn, study, everything is intellectual. So it's still ordinary person. So the thing is, if you, I don't teach here because you don't understand how to practice bodhicitta or don't understand the benefits of bodhicitta. But I kind of believe that we all have in this kind of knowledge or about bodhicitta, the teachings just in intellectual. We can't, that's not how Buddhist or Mahāyāna practitioners practice Buddhism. So you have to check your mind and your experience and your capacity, your quality, everything is whether you so many uh, years and months and you have, you know, you learned Buddhism and you try to practice and um, uh, is it still like intellectual understanding or you really feel something, you know? So that's very important to understand because just the intellectual understanding Buddhism is nothing. I mean, it's better than zero, but it doesn't help when you have really difficult situation, you know, in your whether your worldly life or your spiritual life, whatever. It's just intellectual understanding. It doesn't work, and it's not good for you. So that's why I just want to let you know that we're having this teaching um, uh, because the Bodhicharya Avatara teaches many great methods for generating bodhicitta and gathering merit. Because remember, if you don't gather, if you don't accumulate merit, it's hard to develop or generate bodhicitta. So, as you know, the first two chapters lead us in cultivating bodhicitta. And the third chapter contains the method for taking the bodhisattva vow. And then the other 7 chapters describe the precious of bodhisattvas, this precious mind, the bodhicitta, all these other 7 chapters describe the practice of bodhisattvas, training in the 6 pāramitās, or what do you call it? Perfections, right? Perfections. They called perfections. This 6 pāramitā means perfections because they are done with motivation of bodhicitta, which is perfect wisdom and compassion. That's why they call it perfection. With bodhicitta, as their motivation, bodhisattvas create the cause for Buddhahood by practicing the pāramitās, perfections. But as a beginner bodhicitta practitioner like us, this journey is not so easy sometimes, and it's changeable due to the influence of negative circumstances. So therefore, I always remember that my teachers always say that until you reach the first path of Mahāyāna, you need to spend time with your teachers and good friends and spiritual friends. You have to don't spend your time with negative people, negative friends, because it's changeable. It's very easy. So, but once you reach the first part of Mahāyāna, then your mind will be pretty stable, so at that point, probably it doesn't matter what kind of friends you have, but until then, you need to rely on good teachers, and you need to communicate with good friends who support your spiritual life and your potential. So this is extremely crucial until attaining at least the first bodhisattva level. And when you reach the first bodhisattva path, then you become a bodhisattva, right? Then you become a bodhisattva. That means you will never bodhisattva. Remember, what does it mean? You will never be discouraged by any circumstance, nor any negative friends. At that point, like when you reach bodhisattva level and become a bodhisattva, then my teachers say, like, you should spend time with negative people or negative friends, because then you can help them, and they will not be able to change, yourself. I heard that, the Chujim Tongbar, which he always go to the like bars and, restaurants. That's this with, he even like drinks lots of alcohol with these alcoholic people. And because in order to help them, you need to do that. So I think, once you become a bodhisattva, you have a capacity, and your mind is so stable, and then I think it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what kind of people around you. But if you when you investigate yourself, how much bodhicitta mind, right, to develop. If you're bodhisattva, doesn't matter. But if you're not, like as I said, all this meditation, practice, study, it's just here, intellectual, then that means you're very beginner. So then you have to be careful how to spend time, your time with people and all of that, okay? So that's that. Now I'm going to pick up where I left off last class, which is the 31st stanza. It says, 31st stanza, Pantak Landun Kain Bas, Pantak Landun Kain Ba, Deang Rejik Naguna, Mopchulak Prashipai, Shanchip Senhua Muchirgu. Remember, it says, even one who repays kindness is worthy of some prize. Then what need is there to mention the bodhisattvas who engage in excellent activities without being asked? So bodhicitta is something extraordinary, right? It is a high level of mind. So we must try to generate this precious mind. As I always say, I really always say this, and I really think that on my experience, from my experience, like many years study Buddhism, I think now I understand more and more this is the most important practice. So therefore, we must try to generate this practice. Some of you may think, oh, I would like to reach enlightenment in this very lifetime. That's really a good goal, but I think at least we should say generate bodhicitta at least before you die. I think that's the goal. And because, without bodhicitta, what we have is this self-grasping. Where there is a mind, whether human being or animal, we find the desire to eliminate suffering, right? All beings pursue these aims. If that's the case, then bodhicitta will satisfy us with all freedom, happiness. So it is the cause of, Shantideva said, remember, every joy. And also it eliminates all sufferings. So this stanza, Shantideva talks about how important it is to understand and to remember the kindness of bodhisattvas. Okay? So that means we should be thankful for all bodhisattvas because as Shantideva, our happiness and our enlightenment depends on bodhisattvas' teachings and help, their kindness. So therefore, it says here, even one who repays kindness is worthy of some praise. It means we usually appreciate and say good things about a person who always remembers what we have done for them and repays our kindness. We call that a good person, right? But Shantideva said here, what about Bodhisattva, who gives us profound teachings like Bodhicitta, and shows us the way to enlightenment. Bodhisattvas give us the opportunities, these amazing opportunities. Even our parents can't give us, even though they're the most important people in our life, but they can't show us, they can't give us the way to enlightenment. But bodhisattvas can, right? And they do, like my root teachers, right? For example, they all, 100%, they are bodhisattvas, and they give me these profound transmissions and teachings and practice. I mean, how can I repay their kindness? I mean, you know, I always think that. So you also, I mean, this opportunity, bodhisattvas give us this enlightenment, what do you call it? Enlightenment, or give us this great opportunity so that we can eliminate our sufferings. And then not only that, more, we can help others. This is amazing, right? So how do we repay their kindness, bodhisattva? And there are three ways to repay their kindness. As you know, first, we recognize, we must first recognize the kindness, right? Then we appreciate bodhisattvas, their kindness, right? And then we repay the kindness through our own actions, right? So first we have to recognize how important bodhisattvas, not for us, but for all sentient beings, right? And then we have to appreciate their kindness. And then we have to repay their kindness, not just to appreciate, but through our action, we have to repay. Repaying someone's kindness is important, like our parents, right? When we are born, we relied on our parents to raise and take care of us and educate us, and they show us everything. We have to repay, their kindness. And our teachers and our good friends, even people we don't know, according to Buddhism, people we don't know who helped us on a daily basis and help us either directly or indirectly. We have to repay their kindness through our action. Because we cannot achieve success in our life without them. And so therefore, this is Shantideva's this stanza talking about how to recognize someone's kindness and repay their kindness. It's very important. So by contemplating this way, we can become sincerely grateful if we recognize their kindness. And when we are able to acknowledge the great connection with our parents, with our teachers, with our good friends, and even all sentient beings, then we can understand that we are all, how you say, the interdependent, right? Interdependent in this world. And when we can truly recognize this connection, we will sincerely want to take positive actions to repay kindness of others. So if we can recognize, appreciate, and repay kindness, these three, then we will be able to generate bodhicitta and satisfaction, right? So what Shantideva is telling us here is that all the bodhisattvas who are doing work for others, including ourselves, whatever they do, it's only for others. Because remember, why they call bodhisattvas? Because they generate uh, genuine bodhicitta mind, right? Bodhicitta mind is the best antidote, the self-grasping. So bodhisattva has, as you know, different levels, but usually they don't have strong self-centered, self-grasping, the selfishness, right? So that's why whatever bodhisattvas do for others, include ourselves. So whatever they do, it's only for others because they already sort of destroy their self-grasping. So we should recognize that and we should repay their kindness. Now, the best way to repay the kindness of bodhisattva is to practice bodhicitta and complete your path, your practice, all the way to enlightenment, right? That's the best way to repay their kindness. So you may not yet be bodhisattvas, but you can certainly engage in the same activities bodhisattvas do. Bodhisattvas train in bodhicitta for a long time, right? So it's not like easy. As I said, we all know bodhicitta, what is bodhicitta, but it's intellectual. So it takes a long time to develop genuine bodhicitta, right? So do not think that, I will not be able to generate bodhicitta and I will not be able to become a bodhisattva. Do not think that. It takes time, but because we have this basic goodness, the Buddha nature. I love that basic goodness as Chujim Tongba's use for word for Buddha nature. It's beautiful. So therefore, we would be able to diminish the self-grasping and develop a genuine bodhicitta mind. So never think I'm not be able to practice bodhicitta. Okay. Now I'm going to read the next 32 and 33 stanzas together. It says, they're okay. Rowan Yunus Narmi Sibirwa, Kajik system, Jimber Hipatan, if Nimshin Down Hipayan, give a Shipain stew girls. Okay. They're those who offer food to a few people and only give food once with disrespect to bring nourishment for merely half a day, yet such people are honored by the world as virtuous. And then the 33 stanza, it says, what need is there to speak of the continuous generosity offered to limitless sentient beings over a long period of time that perfectly fulfills all their wishes of gaining the unsurpassable bliss of Buddhahood. Simchen tamta ila tiran de devrishir ji devala na me illa sambanta to zukhshir batak de jimbata ji uchir goos. Okay, Shantideva explains here how important it is to think about great bodhisattvas' activities, basically, right? And their motivations and their actions, not just motivation, but their teachings, right? Um, we all understand um, how important it is to practice bodhicitta and become a bodhisattva. Because once we develop bodhicitta and become a bodhisattva, we become like this, right? There's 33 stanzas. So how can we develop this practice and apply them in our lives like bodhisattvas do? I think it's important to reflect on these teachings, okay? As a bodhicitta practitioner, I hope you do. What emotions or attitudes make you hesitate to engage in this practice, even though you see and you hold them in high regard? How can we remove these mental emotions, especially self-grasping, so that we can happily enjoy our lives and also have a capacity to help other sentient beings? So in order to do that, I think we have to, as I said many times, we have to rely on a qualified Mahāyāna spiritual teachers and receive extensive teachings, not just once, but you have to receive these teachings over again and again and again. In this way, we can learn what the bodhisattva practices are and how to do them correctly, right? So these bodhisattva practitioners are not satisfied with an intellectual understanding, you know? They reflect and meditate on these teachings and to collect both merit and wisdom, because it's hard to develop without accumulate merit. So that is bodhicitta, wisdom and compassion. So the bodhicitta the practice are necessary to keep us on the path and to enable us to accomplish our spiritual goal. So therefore, studying the Dharma and practicing these Mahāyāna teachings are extremely important once we have this opportunity. We have this freedom and advantage of precious human life. Very, very important. Because the thing is, you want to make your life better and want to get rid of your bad habits. But you may become discouraged thinking that these practices are so difficult. And as I said, you will never be able to get rid of your ego cleaning, the self-grasping. This is very strong habit. And sometimes we let our lazy mind take over our willpower. So if this, when you practice, bodhicitta, I think even the teachings, Mahāyāna teachings, the way of bodhisattvas teachings, you have to think about all sentient beings of suffering, all of this. But I think it starts just with yourself is very important, because you have to reflect, your negative emotions, how strong your self-grasping, all that. So you have to change that. But then when you think about yourself, your habit, your mental habit, all this sort of powerful, strong habit, then sometimes discouraged, right? You lose your enthusiasm to practice. Oh, this practice is so difficult to develop and have this kind of realization, experience, whatever you call it. But if this happens to you, instead of expecting yourself to be an expert when you are a just beginner, so accept your abilities and continue to increase them in the future. And when you become a discouraged and think that I cannot make this work, I'm not sort of getting this meditation, I'm not achieving anything, practice for a long time, but still I'm not achieving anything. Do I really have a genuine bodhicitta? No, I don't think so. So you need, practice sort of, it is hard, develop genuine bodhicitta. It is really hard. That's why bodhisattvas are special people, because they have this amazing capacity and qualities. But we have to, as a beginner bodhicitta practitioner, we need to practice sort of acceptance, right? Otherwise, it's going to frustrate you a lot. But you have to be sort of patient, I always say, and be gentle with yourself at that moment and accept your current capacity, examining your thoughts, feelings, action, emotions, because it helps you gain insight into your mind and understand yourself thoroughly. You get a clear idea of the person you are, and you become aware of your, how do I say, your strengths and your values. So it is essential to be mindful of your personal life, your balance, and remain connected with your authentic path and practice, and keep your aspirations, so that you will be able to live a meaningful life, and because you'll be able to generate bodhicitta. You need lots of good instructions, method, strategy, all this in order to develop bodhicitta. Okay, because working on something that is beyond your capacity at this moment, your current capacity, doesn't mean it will be beyond your ability in the future. So you have to sort of like accepting your capacity, but you also like really see your in the future, like your ability, you know. Right now, I cannot, but that doesn't mean you're not capable, right? Um, um, so I'm kind of giving you these instructions when you feel discouraged, okay? Because some people um, in the Sangha asked me, say that, you know, I can't focus on my practice and I have lost like my enthusiasm and you know, so then they asked me like how do I keep my practice so that I will practice every day and I will sort of reach my goal. When you have a goal that you want to achieve, uh, but find it hard to stay focused on it, and you get sort of distracted by other things, um, and you lose your motivation, lose your diligent practice. I understand this happened to many Buddhist practitioners, and many people struggle with staying focused on their goals. So you're not alone. But don't worry, there are lots of good instructions that can help you overcome these challenges. We appreciate Shantideva's, you know, his teachings. Like you can see, there are lots of instructions. Um, Shantideva is great bodhisattva. So all of this, his teachings, they were the way of bodhisattva is not intellectual, uh, you know, his knowledge, his understand Buddhism, and then he wrote it. Not like that. He had this great experience of bodhicitta. So he gave us really great instructions and methods. So, you know, um, these are the instructions that we should practice, and I would like you to apply. You need to, um, uh, uh, according to Shantideva's teaching, you need to remember your goals and think of them every day, whatever your goal is, right? Because it can help you stay focused on your goals and make them more achievable. And also, it can help you to overcome your challenges if you break down your goals into sort of small pieces, like, you know, say in this month or in this year, I would like to reach this goal in this month or by the end of um, the year. I want to, for example, some of you already finished the preliminary practice. Some of you are just studying it. So, you know, so you sort of um, say, you make a commitment and you say, you know, like, um, end of this year, let's say, for example, I want to finish my preliminary practice and I want to take the next step, you know, like you have to sort of make your, like, break down your goals into, you know, like, don't always think like, you know, oh, I want to reach enlightenment. I wanted this capacity, that capacity. No. So in order to do that, you have to sort of, you know, this month, I want to practice this much. I want to finish this. Otherwise, you're never able, right, to be able to generate bodhicitta. So you have to do this like step by step by step, you know. If you do that, it will help you overcome your practice challenges, okay? And it can help you improve your concentration. If you try to do these things and sometimes sit alone just for, like, say, a weekend or 3 days, no, without distractions, such as, no television, no phone, no, text and nothing, simply by yourself, just, um, you know, um, go sit quietly and just see what all your mind does. Um, and let's see what happens. You will know the nature of who you are if your mind is within your control and without all these distractions. The teachers say that just watching your mind is one of the greatest secret of your life. Because the moment you realize your being and your true nature and who you are, that very realization gives you total freedom and peace. So your mind is really recognizing its nature. But in order to do that, you have to, like, simply by taking the time to observe your thoughts and create space around your life, you will experience freedom, peaceful, and happiness. Um, and you have to learn to, how do I say, see the happiness, joy, love, and freedom, all that through your meditation, right? Through meditation, um, which is watching this secret mind, um, you know, um, either bodhicitta or great emptiness. Then you will know that you can discover your secret life, and then you will know who you are. I mean, we really don't know who we are. That is a really good method if you are discouraged with your practice. Do that, okay? And another good method that can help you overcome your practice challenges is reflecting on these teachings, okay? Thinking about the benefit of bodhicitta. You should recite the benefit of bodhicitta, at least this first chapter, and memorize them, you know? And then once you understand the benefits of bodhicitta, the practice, you really want to practice, right? So that's Shantideva said, and that's why he wrote this first chapter, almost everything, right? All this teaching is talking about the benefits of bodhicitta. So reflecting on this teaching and thinking about the benefits of bodhicitta, okay? Now I'm going to read the next, again, two stanzas, 34, and 35 together. It says, the Buddha said, if someone gives right to harmful intent toward the benefactor bodhisattva, then for as many times as they give rise to harmful intent, they will remain for kalpas in the hell alone. Kanjik tendi jati jindagla karte ngansam chebar shepati, ngansam chepi tamjin karwan nyarwani burjish to be song. Then the 35 stanza. Okay, it says, on the other hand, if someone has a mind of utterly clear faith, the fruition of that will increase even more than this evil thought. Even though bodhisattvas have great challenges, they do not perform harmful actions. Instead, their virtues naturally increase. One day kanji yerep tai bang hit na te individual home jerinal dukpa mum jong giwang ngim pier. So in the Mahāyāna teachings say that as I said, everyone can become a bodhisattva, right? Bodhisattva. Do you understand what is bodhisattva? Bodhisattva is someone who benefits others in every possible way. And bodhisattva, someone who is capable of benefiting other beings. So as Shantideva explained above in the first stanza, he talks about the benefits of bodhicitta, and someone who has bodhicitta is called a bodhisattva. So it says here, if someone has a harmful intention and negative thoughts against a bodhisattva, they will remain in hell and experience a great deal of suffering. So in this stanza, it mentions hell. From Shantideva's perspective, hell means when we directly and intentionally harm others, we act negatively, we harm others, we kill others. The consequences of that is experiencing suffering. Remember, karma, cause and karma. So it's our own aggression that hurts us. It's not that we are punished and sent to hell, right? Hell is manifestation of an evil mind in Buddhist teaching, basically. Someone's hell means, the manifestation of the negative, this evil mind. Buddha said once in the sutra, there is nothing to fear other than this evil mind. So Shantideva said, who create all the, remember, who create all these weapons for those in hell? Who created the burn iron ground? And Shantideva said, all these such things arise from only an evil mind. Therefore, we have to understand only the mind. How simple is that, right? Do we have an evil mind, or do we have virtuous, the positive mind? For as long as we keep our jealousy, hatred, judgment, etc., we are in hell, according to Buddhist teaching. We are, so judgmental, right? When we see someone without even knowing this person, based on their looks, their actions, we judge them right away. And it's not, usually it's not good judgment either. We just say something about this person without understanding. We look down on others as if we are so much better, and that creates division between people, uh, and animals, and sometimes that creates negative thoughts towards spiritual friends. Um, so, um, since Shantideva talks here, the hill, right? If you have an evil mind, if you do something like harmful, you act, like such a bodhisattva, then you're going to hell. So the question is, can we build a relationship with every single person we meet? Probably not. That takes time and effort, but we can be nice, meaning not judge right away. Otherwise, this person you are judging may be a great bodhisattva. Who knows? Buddha's, he teaches in his sutras, bodhisattvas manifest sometimes like as evil people, in order to help others. So you never know, bodhisattva, where thief in bodhisattvas, you never know where they are, So as Shantideva says, if you have a negative thoughts against bodhisattvas, you will remain in hell. You will remain in hell means, again, if you get stuck in very harmful and negative thoughts, then not only will they make you unhappy, but they can also cause you great suffering in the future. It can affect every part of your life, including how you feel and including your relationships with others. And it can make everything worse in your life. That's why Shantideva says you will remain in hell. So we usually don't think about how many times a day we make judgments, people or situation or relationships, right? If you don't like being a negative person, good thing is you can change it. So the first step is to observe your thoughts, trying to recognize that your own view of life is limited based on your own experience, so that you can see the situation with a more positive mind, and with positive mind, you will not have negative thoughts towards bodhisattvas. Okay. It also says, even though bodhisattvas have great challenges, they do not perform harmful actions. Instead, their virtues naturally increase. When bodhisattvas have, as I said, difficult situations, they are really capable of sort of turn bad situation into good conditions. They have that capacity. Even when the world and beings are filled with the negativity, they transform all difficult circumstance into path to enlightenment for them, themselves. They do not fall under the influence of negativity. They don't have many obstacles for their Dharma practice. They don't generate negativity, but instead they develop their kindness and compassion. You can imagine this is real, this is true during my life that happened in China. Remember, they killed these great practitioners, bodhisattvas, great teachers, but they don't get angry, and they instead of the very compassionate people, So bodhicitta can do that. So therefore, I think develop kindness, bodhicitta, compassion is so important, and it's possible. It's possible. So we are different, right? As ordinary people, when we are in good situations, we feel we are good practitioners. We feel that we are good people. But when we are meeting sort of difficult circumstances, like in Tibet, like those teachers killed by all these things happened, right? So if that happened to us, we are just an ordinary person, right? So when you are in good situation, you feel good practice. Doesn't mean you are a good practitioner, because once um, uh, you know, um, once you are meeting difficult circumstances like that, then you feel like, if you feel compassionate instead of, angry and all that, that means you're a really good practitioner. Until then, you never know. But bodhisattvas are not like that, okay? Now I have to finish this today. The next 36 stanza, it says, quand la sempitambarin chin di jiba te ko la hiak tsarikhan, quand la nupa hi chan demdurwa devin yoni te la chapsin che. I prostrate to the body of that noble being, the one who has given rise to this supreme and precious mind. I take refuge in those great sources of joy who bring happiness even to those who harm them. It's true. This is so pretty, so beautiful. This last 36 stanzas, so beautiful. So it says, the one who has given rise to this supreme and precious mind. If you think, why is this most precious mind? It is because bodhicitta is the most precious among all thoughts of the mind. Through the power of their bodhicitta and their aspirations, bodhisattvas bring temporary and ultimate happiness, even to those who have caused them harm. That's why, as I said above, you should have bodhisattva friends, bodhisattva friends and spend your time with them as much as possible, because bodhisattvas are the source of happiness for this life, for future lives, because they bring great benefits to anyone, whoever connects with them under any circumstances. Okay, that's why the masters say in the cause of a good connection, you will reach Buddhahood in one lifetime. And in cause of a negative connection, you will eventually reach the end of suffering. Khenpo quote this in his commentary. So therefore, Shantideva says here, we take refuge to the bodhisattvas, right? Well, then earlier in stanza, the 34th stanza, it was say that developing a negative attitude towards a bodhisattva leads to rebirth or remain and heal. But here in stanza 36, Shantideva says that even causing harm to a bodhisattva will bring happiness. Right? These two stanza statements contradict each other? The answer is no, they don't contradict each other. The meaning of the last statement from the perspective of the result of your karma and your actions are inevitable. So it says those with a negative attitude toward bodhisattva will be reborn in hell, right? But in this stanza means through a bodhisattva's bodhicitta, whoever have a negative attitude towards bodhisattva will eventually bring benefits. And you will have a positive result due to the bodhisattva's powerful aspirations and compassion. Okay? Khenpo said, if you developed wrong views and negative thoughts toward bodhisattvas, you should make confessions. You should try to have a pure perception, and you should be respectful to the bodhisattvas and take refuge in them. This is a very important piece of advice. Now, we're done with the first chapter, the benefit of bodhicitta, which is the benefit of bodhicitta, right? The first chapter. As I said, it's important to understand the benefit of bodhicitta. Whenever we see the benefits of doing something, then we want to do it. That's the reason why Shantideva talks about the benefits in this first chapter. Why? That's why. Okay. So please, the best way is you should memorize at least the first chapter. Think about the benefits of bodhicitta. The developed bodhicitta mind is really possible in this life, rather than, like people thinking about, reach enlightenment and help all sentient beings. It's hard. It's I'm not sort of discouraged you, but it's hard. But generate bodhicitta is possible. So anyway, read this first chapter and reflect on those teachings and think more every day if you can. So we're done. Now the conclusion of this chapter, it says, from entering the way of bodhisattvas, from entering, you see, from entering the way of bodhisattvas, this is the first chapter known as an explanation of the benefits of bodhicitta. Shangchip sempi chupalan jupali, shangchip semji panchapa, shishawa tele tangbos. First chapter finished. Okay, now meditation. Today we're going to meditate. Let's see. Someone asked me how to meditate and what are the stages of meditation when you are on the cushion, when you are, as a beginner, you should know these stages, these steps, So I will tell you a little bit about that. And people asked me, like, how do I meditate? And what are the stages of meditation when I am on the cushion? Generally speaking, as a Buddhist practitioner, you are not just practicing when you are on the cushion, or when you are in the temple, like go to the temple, beautiful temple, and then you do prostrations in front of that beautiful, these golden statues, and or you go to church and you just sit there on, and then you say praise, whatever. As a Buddhist practitioner, you need to practice in your daily life and try to practice all the time and practice as much as you can, not just on the cushion. This happens all the time. When you're on the cushion, you be very patient, you be compassionate, but once you're done, then you go outside, you have all these situations, then your meditation is just not there. That's not the goal of meditation, is to bring the experiences and the realizations, that you learned on the cushion into your day-to-day life. You go on a cushion, sit down there and meditate. That's a good way to learn, because that's in that way you can experience and meditate your meditation better. But you have to, whatever you experience, whatever you understand, you have to bring that into your day-to-day life. That's what I mean when I say you need to practice all the time. So when you meditate, usually what happens is, if you discover that your mind has wandered and you are following your thoughts and you just kind of can't focus on your concentration, meditation. So that at that time, you should immediately turn your mind to the breath, whatever, be aware of it. It's important to know that it doesn't matter how many times you have to bring your mind, your awareness, and your intention back to your meditation. For as long as you are doing that, then don't worry too much how often your mind wanders off. your your awareness, your clarity can exist only when there is a freedom and peace within your mind. That's why meditation is very important because it can help you to discover that inner freedom, the peace, because meditation is based on the relaxation without judgment, but totally aware and relaxing. Meditation trains you to be present in each moment with awareness, and through the meditation, your mind becomes aware of all these distractions. So therefore, meditation is important. Now, as I said, the first stage of meditation is you need to choose a quiet place, find a quiet place and sit in a comfortable position. As a, if you're not beginner, it doesn't matter. But if you're a beginner practitioner, and then you breathe very naturally, very gently with your awareness, and try to stop all the distractions, and try to make your body relax, try to make your mind clear. That is the first stage meditation. And the second stage is once your mind and body relaxed, then it is important to correct your motivation, right? And if you are a Buddhist practitioner, then you take refuge, then you generate bodhicitta, right? That's the second stage of meditation. Then the third stage is, then you're done both of that, and then the third, you just focus on your actual meditation, whatever you want to meditate, you know. As a beginner, one thing is uh, keep your meditation very short. If you're a beginner, very short, but do it correctly, like professional way, but very short, no problem. People always worry that, oh, I can't meditate more than 5 minutes. Nothing wrong. Keep your meditation very short, but do it correctly. Then you can you can see, how to, if you do that, if you are enjoying it, then meditate again for maybe like another 5 minutes later in the day, if you do that, you will see your capacity and enthusiasm grow naturally. Okay, so that is just I'm just tell you, a very simple way, the stages of meditation, So today we're going to then, meditate on awareness and relaxation. Okay. So first, as I said, just focus on your breath. Right. So you sit there, let go of your distractions, your thoughts, and then you just focus on your breath and you breathe naturally. That helps really let your body and mind relax, right? Because sometimes if you can't stop thinking, then you just to focus on your breath, you breathe. See, my mind is on the breath, nothing else, right? So that helps, and relax your body and both your body and mind. So that's very important. That's how you start. And then some people don't like to focus on their breath. So if you like focus on your breath, why not? Just keep your mind there without any other thoughts. So just meditate on that, back and forth, breathe in and out like that. Some people don't like that. So then if that's the case, then I think once your mind is a little bit relaxed, then let your thoughts and your breath dissolve into, I would say, this awareness. This awareness means here, it means like this empty space, which means let go your thoughts, your breath, means like you don't have to focus on that, but continue to focus on that empty space as long as you can, right? And relax on that empty space, or sometimes people say awareness, which is without thought. And then if thoughts arise, you need to, as I said, turn your attention to this clarity of awareness of your mind, this empty space. And if you can't keep that or focus, and then do it again, like focus on your breath. Meditation with breath is so easy. Do not focus on anything, just relax and peacefully without thought, you know? That's it. The essential thing is not to let any feeling or thought arise without recognizing. Okay, that's the secret instruction. Okay, that's all. Now, 5 minutes, meditate on that. Okay, just this awareness and just relax. If some other thoughts arise, recognize it, let it go, dissolve into this empty space, your awareness of mind. 5 minutes, meditate on that for 5 minutes, okay?